Rock Salt MUZKAST Experience. Aaron, Dave, no Patrick. It's Jermaine today.
Woo woo.
All the way from Georgia.
ADJ.
ADJ. Yeah. And today, joining us from Tennessee, it's Beth Hall.
It's West Virginia, actually, but hey.
Oh, it's West Virginia.
Yeah.
But you're from Tennessee.
Yes.
All right.
I'm born and raised in Tennessee, but I am now in West Virginia.
Well, you know, I'm from the West, so everything's the South out there to me. There's the East. The East is like New York, you know, Connecticut. That's all East, New Jersey, and then South is like Kentucky. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
all the way up to Tennessee. There we go.
Yeah, that's and then Midwest is just cold. That's all it is. It's cold.
It's cold.
Hi, Beth. How are you?
Doing good. Been busy.
Awesome. And you're doing a solo thing, and you're also in a little group called Fuel for Soul. You got a song out on Spotify, but you got 2 solo things going on right now. This is a kind of a collaborative effort with your husband, right?
Yeah, well, we work together. Like he's the studio guy. Like he does all the everything that needs to be done that way. You know, we do write the material, and he's kind of like the producer, and he does all the studio work.
Puts the shine on it.
Yeah.
I've always wondered how that's done. I mean, I've heard rough mixes, and then I've heard the shine. And wow, I don't know how you do it, but it's like magic.
I wouldn't be able to even put anything up if it wasn't for him, because I have no clue. He's so good at it. So I'm like, he does mastering and mixing and all that stuff.
So how did you? We'll start at the genesis. How did you get into all of this?
Well, I have always been interested in music and, of course, singing and everything like that. And I guess I tried to do the writing thing, secular, you know, over the years. And it seems like whenever me and my husband, we met each other, we got actually through music. We were both singer and songwriters, and he was coming out to Nashville. And then it's just like, God had other plans, and he's like, I think you guys need to do this for me, not yourself. And it just seems like it happened to all of us at once, because Gary is Michael's best friend, been his best friend for 20 something years. And it's like we just all come together and said, let's do this. And of course, formed the band Fuel for Soul. And then in the middle of doing that, we were very successful with our release, Keep the Faith. And God's like, okay, guys, I want you guys to do solo things too at the same time. So that's where we're at right now. We've got lots of material for Fuel for Soul, but we also have lots of material for myself too. So I have a lot of things. It's like, what do I release next? You know, because it seems like it just flooded in.
It's in the vault, Aaron.
It's in the vault.
That's how they say it in the biz.
It's in the vault.
You got him in the vault.
Did you grow up in the church singing, or?
Really, I didn't. I mean, I sang, but I didn't push myself into that area. I'm always, you know, grew up going to church, but I just never did any music ministries or anything like that. And it just seems like once God had a plan for me and I finally listened, then it's like full force, you know, let's do this. So it's kind of like, you know, gotta do this for God now, you know. And it's been more successful. Once I listened, it's been more successful on that end than it ever was before. So,
well, you started out, we were talking before we turned on the mics, how you got a 80s kind of influence as well. You love your 80s music. Well, what's the 80s music you're into?
Well, I mean, of course, all the female. It's like it's not like way back 80s, you know. It's like kind of have a Rob Zombie feel to it. mixed with modern, all the sound effects and the wild things that you can have in the background. It's totally opposite than my current release, Send Down the Fire. It's more like a slow ballad, like, I guess you could say it's like Lena Ford. So
you could say it was what?
Lena Ford.
Oh, Lita Ford.
Yeah.
All right. I like Lita Ford.
Yes.
She was a runaway, Aaron.
Yeah. It's got some high notes in it. Like, I'm really excited for you guys to hear. It's like, okay. Where Send Down the Fire was mainly just like, up and down vocally. This one, I really wanted to go all out. And so it's got some really high notes in it. So I'm excited. And plus it's got like that fast motivation, like all the way through. So I can't wait for you guys to hear it. So I'm excited about it.
When's it going to be released?
I'm hoping in February, in mid to late February. It was supposed to be earlier than that, but we just have so much more to put into it. So we've got it recorded, but we've got a lot of things to add.
Do you when you're recording something like that, do you listen to it back and go, I can do this better, or we should layer something like this on top of that? And
exactly.
And you end up recording the same song like 50 times or something like that.
Pretty much. I mean, like, you get your vocals down here, like, wait a minute, that could have this in it. Let's add that. It's like, I don't know. And you get inspired by the music that you're creating right then. You get inspired more, and you just keep adding to it until it's done. So
right.
And then by the end, you're like, I'm done singing this song.
Yeah, I'm tired of it.
Yes.
Oh, it's my big hit. I got to play it every night.
Yes.
I know how it is. I used to work in radio, and I just get tired of hearing the same old songs because while they may be fresh to someone else, I've already heard them about 1,000 times.
Yeah, I'm ready for something new. Even though Send Down the Fire is still going strong. I mean, I've had really good reviews on it, and just people have accepted it really, and it's growing. Spotify has I think over 30,000. It's only released 30,000 streams, and it was released late October, like October 28th, I think, when it was released.
Wow.
And so it's already had 32,000 or something like that streams, 33.
Well,
and then of course the Christmas song has like 20 something thousand streams on it. I was surprised at that because that wasn't even supposed to be released. I mean, it was like one of the impromptu things. Let's do a Christmas song. So
I'm looking up. By the way, Fuel for Soul, Keep the Faith. I turned it on half expecting Billy Joel.
Yeah.
I
was like, oh, you're gonna rickroll me here. I'm looking up your two songs on Spotify right now, and you can help me out with the names.
Holy Light is the Christmas one, and then Send Down the Fire.
Okay,
which will be playing after this break.
And those two songs are so different, by the way, because the Holy Light is the first one I listened to, and I was like, well, there's not a whole lot of rock here. And then
it's definitely not that.
Then I got into Send Down the Fire. I was like, oh, all right, I get it. And then I listened to Fuel for Soul, and I was like, I get it.
That's why I can't wait for the new release, because it's really
different,
rocking it.
Yeah,
it's totally different than Send Down the Fire. But yet it's the same, so you can tell it's me.
I think it showcases your versatility, I guess. Going from something like Holy Light to Send Down the Fire to the next song. I'm sorry, I forgot the name again.
Send down.
What's left of me is what the new single is going to be called.
That's the new one.
Yeah.
All right. Which one are we gonna do here, Aaron?
Send Down the Fire.
All right, Send Down the Fire. It's a Rock Salt MUZKAST Experience with Beth Hall. Rock Salt MUZKAST Experience. Aaron, Dave, Jermaine's back.
Yes.
Hey. And out in West Virginia, Beth Hall.
Hello.
Our live studio audience, Beth. So you're out in West Virginia, but you're from Tennessee.
Yes, I'm from a little town south of Nashville. That's where I'm from. It's called
Okay.
McMinnville.
It's called what?
McMinnville.
Okay, I'm glad you
McMinnville,
said it.
Tennessee.
They got some weird names for towns out there. Oh, by the way, speaking of weird names in towns, this is how it goes here. In Colorado, there is a small little town called No Name.
No
No
name.
name.
Yeah, I've heard that.
No Name. Yeah. You're in the music biz, Nashville, Tennessee, kind of the scene, right? What draws you out to West Virginia?
Well, it seems like of course, my husband. That's where he's from, and that's how we met. We met through the music industry. Anyway, he's a singer-songwriter, and that's what he was doing, and so am I. And that's how we kind of met that way. And we tried to do and we were successful with the, somewhat, but it seemed like something was always missing. And it just, one thing led to another, and it placed us in West Virginia. And I know why now. We both know why now. And it's because we were meant to bring others to God. And we was meant through our music and talents that he blessed us with. And we wasn't meant to stay out in Tennessee, because that's more of the secular industry out there, somewhat what we were doing at the time. And so now that we've come out here to this little small town, it just seems like even though it's a little small town, bigger opportunities were there. So.
Gotcha.
And through these opportunities, you've been nominated for a Grizzly Award, correct?
Yes. Fuel for Soul, the band Fuel for Soul that I'm in. It's Alternative Rock Song of the Year with Keep the Faith.
Wow, good job.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So that must be quite a shock, I guess. Oh, we're nominated.
Yeah, we didn't even know. I mean, like, Gary kept trying to tell us, like, and we was like totally ignoring him, and because we have so much stuff going, and we didn't even realize he had messaged us that we were nominated. And so the next couple of days later, he said, "Didn't y'all get my text? Didn't y'all get my message?" And we're like, "What?" And then he told us, we're like, "Oh my goodness, that's neat. That's awesome." So we checked it out, and
well, those things where you just ignore the text. Oh, yeah, I really should have looked at that text.
Yeah, we would have been excited sooner. So.
Well, that's great though. I did vote this year for the Grizzly nomination. The person I voted for, they did not get nominated. And that's okay.
You want to say?
Oh, Patrick.
Okay.
3 days under, I nominated Bring Out Your Dead, one of my favorite songs of the year, for a song, and there was enough votes, and that's okay. But it's gotta feel good that those in your industry think enough of your music to nominate you. Whether you would like to win, but whether you win or not, it's great to be nominated for an award like that.
Right.
See, for me, with these voting nomination award things, I don't vote in them because we know so many of the bands, and I just feel guilty. Like,
Or
if it was you,
want to vote for
Jermaine, Patrick, all in one, I'd go, I don't know who I'm supposed to vote. I'm just not going to vote.
That's weak, David. You got to vote for the best. You know who the best is.
Well, you get like you develop friendships in this business, and you want to nominate your friends, but you kind of want to be true to yourself, like, this is a better song or whatever. But I think it's just great to be nominated and recognized by the industry. And I tell you what, among all the Christian awards, the Dove Awards and all this, I think the Grizzly Awards, just for the Christian rock industry, is fantastic, because a lot of that is voted on by your fellow
peers.
artists. Yes,
Your peers. Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
We were excited. We was like, really? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It was like, because of that one reason. Yeah.
I think it's awesome to be recognized in your industry. I'd be lying if I didn't say, I dig one of those podcasting awards or something, but but at the end of the day, as a listener, I don't pay a lot of attention to the awards. Shame on me. I'm not trying to bring down the room, but I listen to the music for what it says to me, not what it could be recognized for, I guess.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's cool. The awards it's awesome, but in the end of the day, you're going to listen to what you want to listen to and what speaks to you. So, but it is awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. And what I'm getting at is I want artists to write or create their art, out of their hearts and emotions and, feelings and all that, not just for recognition.
Right. That comes first. Like first and foremost, whatever inspires you. And like, that's what I try to do. I try to create when we're creating, you can see, like we went from Send Down the Fire to releasing a contemporary Christmas song, because that's what we felt that we needed to do. So me and my husband, we were actually just listening to some music, and I said, wait a minute, I got some lyrics here. And I just start writing to the music, and he's playing and I'm writing, and it was actually put together in 45 minutes, recorded and done, besides the mixing part, and it was put together in I think 2 takes. And then but as far as like getting inspired by what you just write what you feel, what maybe, we write what God brings us. We just, sometimes we're like, we didn't even write that song, God wrote that song. So we try to listen to what's out there, but at the same time we just create and choose from what we do to put out there, whatever we want.
Years ago, Michael Smith wrote a song, Place in This World, and the video and the song went #1 on a lot of charts. And I think it ended up being Song of the Year. And a lot of people did. Do you sit down and write crossover songs? Something will cross over to the mainstream. And he goes, you know what? I have the pen in my hand, but God has my heart and my soul and my mind. And I'm writing what he wants. And he takes a song where he wants to take it. And I think that's great. Okay. That artists are, a lot of the artists we talk to are doing that. They're, we're just want to be used by God, and where God takes this thing is where it is.
Exactly. That's how all 3 of us are. We just write whatever whatever God brings us, put it out, and then hope that it brings others to his message. So that's first and foremost.
And we talked to a lot of artists, and they can be frustrated by maybe a lack of financial success in Christian music, and not be able to just do full-time ministry. But a lot of the artists we talk to is just where God takes his thing, and I have to remember when I'm frustrated that it's his ministry, not mine.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't bring a lot of money in, but what's money whenever you're bringing other people to God, and that's what we've focused on, that end of it, and then he'll take care of the rest. So Absolutely. He knows what we need before we need it. So
as you can see on your screen, we have
Patrick Rivers.
Our Patrick Rivers here.
Just joined the show. Hey, Patrick.
You sounded so just join the show. So like that, the level of disappointment in your voice for that was phenomenal.
Hey, Patrick, we're talking to a Grizzly Award nominee today.
I know. That's why I had to jump on here. That's why I had to jump on here to congratulate her.
Well, thank you.
All right, way to bring the show to a halt there, Patrick. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
All right. So hopefully we get something new from you coming out in the next month or so.
Yes.
And you're working on an EP, right?
Yes. I'm hoping to have a full EP. I have the material for it. It's just getting everything. Whenever God tells us to release it, we'll release it. So it's like, Gary's, I want to mention Gary Caserta. He is releasing a new song and he records, of course, in our studio, and we all, support each other, and we're doing the Fuel for Soul thing, and we're also doing the solo stuff. So he's going to be releasing one soon too.
What's Gary's last name so I can look him up on Spotify? Gary
Caserta. It's how do you spell that? Caserta. I think that's how you spell it.
It's Gary Caserta over here. Huh?
We aggravate him about stuff. We do that a lot, don't we?
Did you say Caserta?
Yeah, Caserta.
Yeah, he's got
Jermaine, you gotta say it like this. Gary Caserta over here.
Goodbye.
I used to take an ADHD medicine called Caserta, so I was like, no way.
And he has a single called "He Is." So I don't know if you guys have.
I see it here on his Spotify. The record is animated. It's pretty nice.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Is he an artist?
That himself.
Did he do that himself?
No, he hired somebody to do that, but he basically told him what he wanted, and it was his inspiration, put it that way. And I thought it was pretty cool. He brought that over and showed it to us, and I looked, that's awesome.
Yeah,
So,
it is cool.
Yeah,
it really stands out.
It's different.
All right, Beth. So where can they find you? Where can everyone find you? Socials and websites.
Well, I have it's Beth Hall Music on Facebook, and then it's either Beth Hall Music or the what is it on the one the official Beth Hall Music, and it's basically on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. I mean, I have
TikTok's your record label.
Well, yeah, TikTok. I have a record label that we are doing, and it's True Purpose Records. If you want to check that out too. So
True Purpose Records.
Yeah, we kind of it's just a thing that we're doing. It's not for profit or anything like that. It's just we take on like maybe artists that don't know how to get their stuff out there or how to record. It's like we just tell them what we want artists that their whole purpose is not financial gain, but to bring others to God. So, and we just show them like what we know and help them get started. It's like, it's not really like a normal record label that would take part in like financial gain from it. We don't get any financial gain from it.
Well, I I know of a few bands out there that you could take a look at, bands such as like 3 Days Under or Trichord, just kind of fit those profiles, just wanting to go out and minister
and not make any money.
Wink, wink. I haven't been making money for 7 years. I don't see what's going to change in the future, Aaron.
Well, Beth, thank you for coming on. We're going to play your Christmas song right now on our disc, and maybe we'll get a hold of Gary's song and be able to play that on the podcast also. That would be great.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe talk to him in the future.
I would love that.
Yes, and find out who his comic book artist is, because that's really cool. That page.
That's Gary. I guess y'all can tell that's him. That's
yeah,
on there.
And so the Rob Zombie influenced, I guess, What's Left of Me. Please send that to us when that's done, and we'll get that on the podcast. Definitely. And let everybody know about it.
There's a sneak peek on my Facebook, Beth Hall Music. You can get a little sneak peek of the energy of it. It don't have but a few things of it. So I had put out a little video on there, a little reel, I think, of that. So it should be on the Beth Hall Music on Facebook.
And if you're an artist out there not looking to make any money, but bring souls to Christ, check out also True Purpose Records, because they want to bring glory to God and souls to the kingdom. That's great. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you, Beth.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
All right.
Thank
it's
you
the Rocks.
It's
it's the Rockstar MUZKAST Experience. Sarah, Dave, Patrick, and Jermaine.
Thank you, Beth.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you.